Yeah, this I don't know, like, well, that old house, I don't know, there's some stuff. Well, I'm like looking back now when you're older, like.
And you think you lived in like a haunted house or something?
I don't know, like, because
Skylar had this whole thing about his old house, how there was somebody living in the attic the whole time they were there, and like he went into detail about how they would just be like, okay, we're leaving for a while, like just talking to it.
Okay, I want to tell you one thing. Okay, I always felt like, why is that attic door open? Because my room was the bonus room, and the attic door, like, there was a half wall and then a half door. So you would literally have to push the door open that slid across the attic floor. It, like, scraped the attic floor because it was so close to the ground in the attic, and have to climb up the half wall to get into the attic. Well, that door was open all the time, and like I said, it scrapes against the floor. It's not just going to swing open because it stops itself. You have to push it from the friction of the floor.
Yeah.
So it would be open when the whole family was gone. And then I was like, whatever, I just let it go forever and ever. And then one day, me and my friend, I believe it was CJ or Joseph, one of them
CJ,
two.
That's what you told me.
CJ then, and my brother Ethan, we went somewhere and we came back. When we came back, my room light was on. I couldn't remember if I did it or not. Whatever. So we played basketball in the driveway for a little bit, and we, I think Drew may have, cause someone's car we came on, because I remember like putting a key in, or taking a key out of the car and looking up through the windshield and seeing something peeking through my blinds. I'm like, So I was like, guys, no one's here, right? It's just us. No one went in the house, right? And then no one was there. So I said, okay, well, I need somebody to come with me. We went in there, and I went in, and that door was cracked open, but my light was left on, and nothing was in there, and I was like, great. So that's what tipped me over the edge, and I was like, this might have really
come back since
this has really been happening. That's when
that's why he moved from
That's
Tennessee.
why I joined the Air Force to get
really
out of
fast.
here.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, there ain't no demons in an AWAC, so we gotta get
So, okay, in my old house, right, again, I was little at the time before we moved, like, I was 5 when we moved here, so, like, there's this kind of memories that I have. But that thing that was in my dream, like, the face of it, I feel like I saw it in my house, like, when I was awake, like, a few times, like, in the morning, like I felt like, remember one time, like, I don't know, like, it may have been dreaming, like, I don't know, but I remember when I was being on the living room area, and it was, like, I don't know if I was sick or what, but in the morning, it was, like, early morning, my mom was asleep, so she was in the living room, too, so I'm guessing I was sick, that's why I was in the living room on the chair, on the chair, I don't know. I remember seeing it come down the hall, like, towards me, but, like, didn't, like, I don't remember much after that. So, like, again, it was, like, the same kind of figure-ish thing that I was in my dream, like, those, so, like, I don't know, again, what's going on, like, could it's been, like, another dream, or if it was real life, because, like, again, it was like, early in the morning, you know, like, I don't remember for sure what it was. I don't play
with stuff like that, like, Skylar and Isaiah will sit around the house, start talking about haunted movies, and things that they used to watch before they got in church, and, like, about this demon and that demon, and whatever, and I'm like, you get out of this house right now and do not talk about that. I don't want to hear it, because all of a sudden I start feeling fear.
Yeah.
And like it just starts tingling. I'm like, I can't.
This should be our October 31st episode.
So I don't do anything. Now I will say one of my favorite things to do though is Elena is a really big chicken, and so one of my favorite things to do is like when we were younger and she would carpool with me all the time. Anytime we had to go somewhere like a party out to your house or another family in our churches, it was like a longer drive to get to their house. Things like that. When it was dark, I would turn on like really creepy stories or tell really creepy stories and just watch her like start out okay, and then okay, stop, okay, you know, like losing her mind. Because that's kind of how I am too. But something about when you're the one in control like makes it way less scary. But my parents said, and my mom, which is hilarious because she's like, you know, the prayer warrior, saint, perfect paragon of virtue. But she always tells stories about how when they were younger, their idea of fun was just to go in the cemetery and scare each other and run around with masks on and pretend to be creepy. Like, what in the world?
I think it's a weird phenomenon though of like the enjoyment of fear.
It's weird.
I think not even that kind of fear. Like even like skydiving, that's the same kind of thing. Like you're trying to.
I don't like that.
It's an adrenaline rush, is what it is. Like that's what it boils down to. I think is like. The fear boosts your adrenaline, so it's like you're on like high alert, just like not the same way it does for like skydiving, but it's still a fear attribute thing where it's like you're on level 10 like all the time. It's like that your blood's pumping. It's like I am
I think there is a slight difference when it comes to like haunted
Well, I
things
agree
and
with that,
spirits.
yeah. Absolutely.
So that's why I don't mess with it. When they start talking about, well, so and so, I'm like, no, you stop right there. But I do think it's.
Well, I think growing up in church
didn't they
too.
have like a faith haunted house or something? But it was like you go into it and it was like you've entered hell or something like that, and it's supposed to scare kids.
Oh, maybe.
I don't remember where I heard that or read
I think
it.
I've heard about that.
Something like
a
faith haunted house, and it was just to like convert you or something.
Scared to your repent.
I want to know how the committee meeting for
Well,
that went
when we
down.
did
like,
the what's it called?
haunted corn maze.
No,
Oh.
I don't know if we should talk about
Artie
this.
Crew didn't do that. We took him where the chainsaws were.
We did this Calvary Kids what's it called? John Bunyan story, not John Bunyan. Yeah.
Oh, Pilgrim's Progress.
Pilgrim's Progress adaptation.
John, did you mean Paul Bunyan?
John, but what is the guy's
It's
name?
John Bunyan.
There's
Yeah.
John.
But
What is that?
It's Pilgrim's Progress.
What is
I was right. I am more educated than this guy. Okay.
What? I know Paul Bunyan. I don't know John.
He wrote Pilgrim's Progress.
Paul I know, but John I
John,
don't
no.
know.
Yeah, Paul I know.
But John Bunyan, he wrote Pilgrim's Progress. We did that in Sunday school.
We did.
skit.
We dressed
But
up like
and
demons.
me hiding Atlanta were the devil in this story.
Well, they gave us free reign, and that's
that was
their
their
fault.
mistake, yeah. We were like 12, 13, 14 years old. We're going to paint our faces and look at the devil. So like, that's how it's going to go. And we did. And we scared some kids.
We did, and the kids like wouldn't.
Dude.
Some wouldn't even talk to you for like a long time.
Dude, should I say
They
their
still
names?
don't.
Ava, was Ava one of them?
Genesis and Janiah.
Oh, really?
I
didn't
scared
know
them.
that.
The second time we did it, I scared them so bad. Because I went around the back, and they're back there. Freaked them out completely. Because like...
And now you're praying for them. They're like, keep your eyes
I
open.
don't know I don't know about this one. Hey,
You're
but
like, God
it
has a
worked.
plan
The
for you,
point
and
got
they're like,
through. The
"Do you
point got
really?"
through. Scared them into heaven.
Ooh, well, I thought it was something like either a haunted house or it was like they would be talking to the kids and all of a sudden the lights would go off and it was like you've entered the rapture or something like that.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
something to scare kids into.
Started making kids disappear. They made it. You
Which
didn't
is
make it.
horrifying.
Yeah, it's not the best way to witness for sure.
Not at all. Like, all right, bring your kids out to the Calvary. It's like, what?